Hello, everyone. Today is the 91st day in the war in Gaza, and we continue to daven, to hold in our hearts, to perform extra mitzvos, learn Torah for the increased merit of everyone in Israel and the soldiers who are fighting, the hostages who are still being held captive, the family members of all those people, all those injured, everyone in Israel. We continue to daven on their behalf. This week's Shabbos, Erev Shabbos Video Dvar Torah is sponsored by Jody and Kevin Kaufman in memory of Kevin's mother, Ruth Kaufman Rivka, Bat Rav Yisrael Halevi Behinda Chaya Zichron Levracha, whose yahrzeit is going to be this Shabbos, the 25th of Teves. And we'll also take this opportunity to extend our condolences to Jody and Kevin. Our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers are with them after the tragic loss of Jody's son, Justin. In this week's Parsha Shemot, we begin the book of Shemot, and the sages Chazal teach us that B'shvil Nashim Sidkanios, in the merit of the righteous women, were the Jewish people redeemed from exile from Egypt. Even though this week's Parsha begins the story of the slavery in Egypt, it also has the roots, the seeds of the redemption, and the seeds of the redemption are found in the righteous women of the Jewish people. And in the beginning of the Parsha, in the first two prakim, we have a number of stories of righteous women. And they display the qualities of courage, of bravery, of faith and trust in Hashem, but also a theme that runs through all their actions is chesed, is loving kindness, is care, and concern and love. We have the actions of Shifra and Pua, the midwives giving birth to and taking care of both the Jewish mothers and the babies. With the story of Moshe's mother and sister, Yocheved and Miriam, also taking care of him, standing over him, watching over him. At the Nile River. And then as the Parsha continues, ultimately Moshe, who is the child that is born out of that world of chesed, himself is an ish chesed, a man of chesed. He sees the Jewish people suffering. He steps in to protect them, to help them. They are stories of chesed. And so it would seem that the redemption of the Jewish people was not only found in the acts of righteous women, but specifically in the acts of gemilus chasadim, of loving kindness. If we focus on one aspect of the story, in the beginning of the story, the Torah describes Vatar Isha vat Hilad Bain, and Yocheved becomes pregnant and she gives birth to a son who will become Moshe. Vatera oso kitovhu, and she sees that he is good. Vatispaneu shosha yirachimin, so she hides him for 3 months. Rashi quotes a medrash that she saw that the baby was good, that he was tov, that there was this miraculous light that emanated from the baby and filled the household. The commentaries explain that one of the reasons why there is this midrashic elaboration is because otherwise it is superfluous or obvious. And the mother saw that the baby was beautiful. Of course, this is how the commentators put it. Every mother thinks their baby's beautiful, and every baby is beautiful. So does there need to be an explanation of why she would want to hide and protect her child? Of course she would. Of course it's the most beautiful child in the world to her. So it must be there's something extra special. It must be that there was this miraculous light. But on a simple level, the pasuk simply means that she saw that the baby was beautiful. It was a cute, warm, sweet baby. And that shouldn't be taken for granted. That isn't obvious, because there were many people at the time who no longer could see the beauty in a child. They thought every Jewish child born, certainly every Jewish baby boy born, had a death sentence. Why would you rejoice? The birth of a baby boy, it's just going to be killed horrifically. They were so beaten and so broken. They had no more energy, no more love of life, no more joy, no more capacity to love and to give and to care and to do chesed. That is how so many people must have felt. And the Torah is saying that Yocheved was different. In her righteous strength, she still had a heart inside of her that was beating, that saw a baby, and the room lit up. The room lit up in all levels of meaning, and she loved the child and she took care of the child. And that was the strength of the Jewish people. That was the root of the redemption, that especially found in the women, maybe exclusively, not in the men, that even in their suffering, even when they were told they were not human, they remained human. And to be human means to love and to give and to be kind and to help others, that even in the darkness they retained that capacity. And indeed, that is still the strength of the Jewish people today, even in the darkest, most challenging times. Even when we are forced to bring out our qualities of strength to fight, to defeat evil, at the same time, we will never lose our capacity to be kind and to be caring, to rejoice at the birth of a baby, to see kitovu, to see the light in the world, to want to help others, to want to bring life into the world. That was the root of the redemption of the Jewish people in Egypt, and that will be the foundation of our salvation at this time and always. So even in this time, especially in this time, it is so important to continue to increase the chesed that we each individually perform, the chesed that permeates our community and every Jewish community, and the chesed that unites the Jewish people across the entire world. And in that merit, just as Hashem redeemed the Jewish people in Egypt, so too he should redeem us from all of our enemies and challenges and difficult times. And may the world be filled with the light of chesed. May we all see kitovu, that it is good, that it is beautiful, and may we all rejoice in it. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.